species have increased, as has the regeneration of certain trees and plants. Even rivers and streams have changed their courses over time. And it all started with the wolves restoring a balance to the land. Now that's some Easter story for wolves. The restoration of the wolf in Yellowstone is an example of what some call rewilding. It's a philosophy and a lifestyle, or maybe, as the epistler said, truth and action. From their website, it says that rewilding means restoring ancestral ways. And the purpose is to create greater health and well-being. Rewilding learns from the examples of indigenous people and through anthropology and archaeology. People who follow rewilding believe that in living this way, they return to their senses. They return to themselves. They come home to a world to which they have always belonged. Wow, that sounds familiar to me. Restoring our ancestral ways, returning to our senses, coming back to ourselves. I can't help thinking that has long been my own spiritual quest. The effort to become connected to each other, to God, and to the world. And at the risk of misappropriating the rewilding community, it is the expression of health that we seek as a church. To bridge the separation that so often plagues us. To unite the divides that drive us apart. To restore the loss we feel. So I couldn't help thinking that maybe the wolf is how we get to rewild the Good Shepherd this Easter. In resurrection, when God and who through us will work redemption in the world to which we have always belonged. And yesterday, as I wrote those words, I was also listening to the songbirds begin their day, as they have forever. In their song, I was connected to a natural world and to the Creator. I was in the moment so keenly aware that we all have a part. Me, you, the birds, the wolves, and the shepherd. A part that includes and encompasses the community of this world and the next one too. And that missing any one part, we are not complete. I was really aware of the need for all voices to be heard. Jesus said, I am the good shepherd, listen to my voice. Hear it in the songs of birds, in the cry of the wolf, in the laughter of children, in the voices of dissenters, and of those we do not yet understand. Beloved, we have been restored in the resurrection to work in truth and action. Spiritual rewilding is a call to remember the interdependency of all creation, the relationship between God and God's creation, the interdependence between sheep, shepherds, and wolves altogether. Listening to the voice of God, calling us each to follow and to lead. The Good Shepherd is a personal relationship, and it is a communal relationship. It is a way of being in the world. It is how we are held and seen by God, and how we are to hold and see others. It is relationships of respect and nurture, of care and responsibility, of truth and action. This looks like life, where the grace with which we are received by God, as illustrated in the care of the shepherd, we offer back. A community where our use of creation will mirror and reflect God's graciousness with us. A community where God's forgiveness and welcome are extended in all ways to all people. a community where holy creations, me and you, behave in holy ways with respect and concern for the resources we use and the resources we share. There is a balance of life in the gospel, in the good news, which seems very appropriate and quite fitting on this Earth Day. A balance of sheep and shepherds and wolves, a balance of care and listening and relationships, of truth and action, and a need for all parts, an interdependence. Because, beloved, without sheep, there is no need for a shepherd. And without a shepherd, well, I guess the wolves would be very overfed. And without wolves, would we ever even need a shepherd? So all are necessary, each recreating the need for the other, the relationship to the natural world in our communities of faith and in our lives in Christ. The reintroduction of the wolves in Yellowstone is a story of interdependence that restores an ecological balance. It's a story of how a feared predator restores a natural place. The Good Shepherd restores a balance between God and God's people, just as the resurrection restores the world and invites us to listen, calls us to follow, and then to lead. Before I close, there is another image of the wolf that resonates today in all this talk of restoration. It's the peaceable kingdom image, the kingdom described by the writings found in the prophecies of Isaiah. Twice, in fact. In Isaiah 11, and the wolf will dwell with the lamb, and the leopard will lie down with the goat and the calf and the lion and the fatling together, and a little boy will lead them. And in Isaiah 65, the wolf and the lamb will graze together, and the lion will eat straw like an ox. They will do no evil or harm in all my holy mountain, says the Lord. Beloved, these are the images of life restored, of abundance abounding. This is the vision of life that the Good Shepherd has for all creation. Shepherds, sheep, and wolves.